Hello students, I think you have completed with the first part. Now I will start with the second part, that is how to check username and password. Now in the same project I am trying to implement this. So select the project, right click, add, and add new Windows form. So here the name of the form is form 2. Click on the add, increase its size, click on this form and set the window state as maximized. Now the first part which we have to do is, if I run this, it will run my first form, the form which we have started with the project. Okay, this is the first form. Now we have started with the second form. So when we run this program, we want to start with form 2, not with the form 1. So what we have to do here is, go to the Solution Explorer. If it is not displaying, click on this, it will display the Solution Explorer. Go to the programs file, program.cs, and here in program.cs, instead of form 1 you make here form 2. Now if you run this, it will run your form 2. This is what we have to do initially. Okay, this is your form 2. Okay, now here we want to read the username and password from the user, and we want to check whether that user is present or not. Now for this design the form like this. Now this form is designed like this. This is your label. Draw the label from here on the screen and change its text property to username. Similarly, draw one more label and change its text property to password. Draw the text box, two text box, one is for the username and one is other is for password. Now here by default the name is text box 1. Go to the name property and change the name, which is the starting property. So here I am using uname. Press enter key, select this text box, go to the name property, and here I am giving pwd. This is your command button 1. Okay, now when user inputs the username and password, and when it clicks on the login, I want to check whether that username exists or not. So to write the code, just select the login button and double click on this. Now for the accessing the data from the database which we have created here, school database.sdf, first of all we have to add here using system.data.sql server. Now this we have to add if we are accessing the data from SQL server. Now here this is the SDF which we have added as a local database, so we have to add SQL server CE, this ODBC, or you can say ODBC is for the system ODBC, from the system ODBC configuration. If we have previous databases, then we can access this with the help of ODBC. OLEDB generally we use for the access, and for the Oracle it is different thing. So this is the SQL client. Click on the semicolon. So here first of all we have to create the connection, then we have to write the select command, and then we have to check it like this. Now while writing the program for the database, first of all the most important part is we have to make a connection with our database. So to make a connection, I am declaring one here object, that is a CN, and to this CN we have to provide the connection string. Now this connection string is different for different database. As here we have added the local database server, it is some part of the SQL server. The data source, here directly we are indicating the name of the database. Remember, this connection string is different for access, for SQL server, for MySQL and Oracle. This for everything the connection string is different. Right now we are using for the local database SQL server, so this you type as it is. Okay, just remember that here we have to use double forward slash, and then check the connection whether it is establishing the connection, and if connection establishes, then we can do the further part. So always first of all check whether it makes the connection or not. Okay, so connection is established. Now we can write the further part as this. Okay, now here I have removed this, I have done this as a non-executable statement. Now to check whether user exists or not, I have written this string like select count star from the student, where username equal to the username which we are taking from a text box, and password which we are taking from a text box. This we call as a parameter because we want to refer this data from a component. Okay, this is a text box is referred as a component, or you can give here directly. Okay, now to execute this we need a command. So this we are creating from the SQL command co and then equal to cn dot create command. Cn means with respect to this connection. So this command will get executed always on this database. And command text I am attaching this as a s2 which we have created string, or you can give here select statement as a variable, and that I can give here as a select statement. Now to this parameter 1 and parameter 2 I am adding the value with co.parameters.add with value. Now if you check here co, it gives a drop down list. Parameters, it is already there, so give directly dot, and here we have add and add with value. Add means it is we are just adding a parameter, and after that if we are using add, we have to mention the direction as well as we have to mention the value. Here directly we can use add value. So here in add value we mention directly p1, that is the first parameter, and then the text box name p2 and then text box name. Now remember that this is the text box name. If you have not changed the name of the text box here, this name, if it is a text box 1, then here also you have to give text box name. Now to check whether our name is correct or not, you can give here, you type the initial characters, it will give automatically, and after dot it gives you drop down list, press enter key. Now this is correct. Okay, we have typed proper username and password. If it is not giving anything after the dot, that means our name is wrong. Like if I give here username text box and dot, it won't give anything, that means this name is wrong. Okay, now if I run this program and if I give username as a Sangram, press tab key, it will go to the username, password, Patil, and if I click on login, it gives me the 1, that means the data is correct. And if I give here, okay, it gives me wrong. Now this count star, I have forgot this to explain this. Count star gives you, if this condition is satisfied, it gives you how many records are there which are satisfying this condition. Now this count star here, if you check this, if I give co dot execute, here it gives you the scalar, non-query and reader. If you want to fetch a data in the format of rows and columns, we go with execute reader. If you want to execute insert update delete command, in that case we go with execute non-query, that we are checking in the next video. And if you are fetching a single value, in that case we go with scalar. That single value may be a string value or it may be a numeric value, so we go with scalar. Now this select count star, it always gives you the one value, so I am using here execute scalar, and that execute scalar, it always returns an object, and that you have to convert in your format, whether it is a string or numeric, whatever it is. So right now this count star, it is a numeric value, so I am converting this into the integer. And now if I use here if cou double equal to 1, I can use message box dot show user user exist, or I can say login successful. Else I can give here as login fail. Okay, if I run this now, Sangram with wrong password, login fail, and if I give here Sangram Patil, login success. Now this is how we can check whether username is means login user form. Now if I want to go to the form again, go to the form design, or click here right click and view designer, and if you double click on this, it will go into the coding mode. One more thing is here, when we run this and when we input the password, it displays the password. Instead of displaying the password, it should display me the star. So select the text box, go to the password character and put here star. If it is not there, whatever data you type, it displays as it is. But generally when we type the password, it won't show us the password, it shows the star symbol. So I am selecting this password, go to the password character property and type there star. And if I run this now, it won't show me the password. Tab key and then login. Clear? Thank you. Try this.